Aurangzeb's viceroy in the south, Mirza Raja Singh, took the initiative that he would somehow persuade Shivaji to send him to Aurangzeb's court, but it was not so easy to do. In Puranda's agreement, Shivaji had made it clear that he was not bound to work for the Mughal Mansab and go to the royal court. There were some special reasons for this as well. Shivaji did not believe Aurangzeb's words. He believed that Aurangzeb could go to any extent to fulfill his objective. Famous historian Jadunath Sarkar writes in his book Shivaji and His Times, Jai Singh gave Shivaji the hope that after meeting Aurangzeb, he might make him his viceroy in the Deccan and occupy Bijapur and Golconda, send an army under his leadership to do. However, Aurangzeb did not make any such promise. Aurangzeb's letter, Shivaji was also hoping that after his meeting with Aurangzeb, he would get the royal permission to collect chauth from Bijapur. When this subject was discussed in the Maratha court, it was decided that Shivaji should go to Agra to meet Aurangzeb. Shivaji left for Agra on March 5, 1666 to meet Aurangzeb after making his mother Jijabai the guardian of the state. Jai Singh gave the responsibility of protecting Shivaji to his son Kumar Ram Singh present in Agra. Aurangzeb arranged to send an advance of 1 lakh rupees for the expenses of the journey to Agra. On the way, Shivaji got a letter from Aurangzeb. Famous historian S.M. Pagadi writes in his book Chhatrapati Shivaji, the content of the letter was that you should come here without any hesitation and fear. Do not keep any worries in your mind. After meeting me, you will be given royal honours and allowed to return to your home. I am also sending a kalar royal dress for your service. Shivaji saluted 3 times. Aurangzeb showed rudeness. On May 9, 1666, Shivaji reached the outskirts of Agra, where Aurangzeb's court was held at that time. It was decided that on May 12, he would be made to meet Aurangzeb. As soon as the name Shahajiraje was called out loud in the court, Kumar Ram Singh presented Shivaji with his son Sambhaji and 10 orderlies in front of Aurangzeb in Diwan Arm. On behalf of the Maratha chief, Aurangzeb was presented 2,000 gold coins as nazar and 6,000 rupees as nisar. Shivaji went to Aurangzeb's throne and saluted him 3 times. There was silence in the court for a moment. Aurangzeb nodded and accepted Shivaji's gifts. Then the king said something in the ear of one of his assistants. He took them to the place which was already fixed for the 3rd grade Mansabdars. The proceedings of the court started going smoothly. Shivaji did not expect such a rude reception. Shivaji got angry. Jadunath Sarkar writes that Shivaji did not like the fact that Aurangzeb sent minor officers like Ram Singh and Mukhlis Khan to welcome him outside Agra. Despite bowing his head in the court, neither a good word was said for Shivaji nor he was given any gift. He was made to stand several rows behind among ordinary Mansabdars, from where he could not even see Aurangzeb. Till then Shivaji's Mercury had reached the 7th heaven. He asked Ram Singh that among whom he was made to stand. When Ram Singh told that he was standing among 5,000 Mansabdars, Shivaji shouted, "My 7-year-old son and my servant Netaji are worth 5,000. Despite having served the king so much and coming to Agra from so far away, have I been considered worthy of this?" Then Shivaji asked, "Who is standing in front of me? Have I been put in their category?" The lion of the jungle has become uncontrollable due to the heat. In the book Alamgurnama, written on the first 10 years of Aurangzeb's rule, Muhammad Kazim writes, enraged by his insult, Shivaji started talking loudly to Ram Singh. Distressed by not being able to follow the rules and regulations of the court, Ram Singh tried to silence Shivaji, but he did not succeed. After standing for a while, Shivaji came out of the room and sat in a corner. Hearing the loud voice of Shivaji, Aurangzeb asked, "What is this noise?" On this, Ram Singh gave a diplomatic reply, "Lion is an animal of the jungle. He is unable to tolerate the heat here and has fallen ill." Apologizing to Aurangzeb, he said that this gentleman who came from Deccan does not know the rules and regulations of the royal court. On this, Aurangzeb said that Shivaji should be taken to the next room and rose water should be sprinkled on him. When he gets well, he should be sent directly to his residence without waiting for the end of the court. Shivaji's residence surrounded by Mughal soldiers. Ram Singh was ordered to keep Shivaji at Jaipur Sarai, outside the four walls of Agra city. As soon as Shivaji reached the Jaipur residence, a contingent of horsemen surrounded the residence from all sides. In a short while some foot soldiers also reached there. He turned his cannon towards every door of the building. When a few days passed and the soldiers kept watching Shivaji quietly, it became clear that Aurangzeb had no intention of killing Shivaji. Dennis Kincaid writes in his book Shivaji the Great Rebel, although Shivaji was forbidden to leave the building where he was living, Aurangzeb kept sending him polite messages here and there. He also sent baskets of fruits for them. Shivaji sent a message to Prime Vizier Umdaul that the emperor had promised to send him back safely, but it had no effect. Gradually, Shivaji began to realize that Aurangzeb was trying to provoke him so that he would do something that would give him an excuse to kill. Shivaji's behavior suddenly changed. The soldiers guarding the building suddenly realized that Shivaji's behavior started changing. He started looking happy. He started laughing and joking with the soldiers engaged in his security. He sent many gifts to the army officers and he was heard to say that he likes the weather of Agra very much. Shivaji also said that he is very grateful to the emperor that he is sending fruits and sweets for him. He is enjoying a lot living in a cultured city like Agra, away from the chaos of governance. Meanwhile, Aurangzeb's spies were keeping an eye on him day and night. He sent the news to the emperor that Shivaji seems very satisfied. Dennis Kincaid writes, to reassure Aurangzeb, Shivaji sent a message to him asking if his wife and mother could come and live with him. Aurangzeb agreed to this. He thought that no man would think of running away by keeping his women as hostages. It is true that the women of Shivaji's family did not reach him despite getting royal permission. The reason given was that perhaps due to the rains in that area, she is not able to travel such a long distance. After a few days, Shivaji offered that he wanted to send back the Maratha horsemen who had come with him. The king himself wanted to get rid of those soldiers. He was happy to know that Shivaji himself had expressed this wish. Shivaji came out hiding in a fruit basket. Shivaji pretended that he was ill. The Mughal guards started hearing their moans. In an effort to cure himself, he started sending sweets and fruits every evening to Brahmins and sadhus outside his residence. The soldiers posted outside searched the goods going out for a few days, but then they stopped paying attention to it. Jadunath Sarkar writes in his book Shivaji and His Times, on August 19, 1666, Shivaji sent a message to the soldiers stationed outside that he was very ill and was lying on the bed, their rest should not be disturbed and no one should be sent inside. On the other hand, Shivaji's half-brother Hiroji Farzand, whose appearance was similar to him, lay down on his bed wearing his clothes and his pearl necklace. He covered his whole body with the blanket, only one hand of his was visible, in which he was wearing Shivaji's gold bracelet. Shivaji and his son Sambhaji sat in a basket of fruits, which the labourers carried out of the building with the help of bamboo on their shoulders. The soldiers keeping watch did not feel the need to search those baskets. These baskets were taken to a secluded area of the city. From there the labourers were sent back. Shivaji and his sons got out of the baskets and reached a village 6 miles from Agra, where their Chief Justice Jadhavrao was waiting for them. Aurangzeb's hands and feet swelled. S.M. Pagadi writes in his book Chhatrapati Shivaji, it should not be assumed that Shivaji came out sitting in a basket. He was not the kind of person to become completely helpless by sitting in the basket. Shivaji's 9-year-old son Sambhaji must have been sitting inside the basket, but Shivaji himself must have come out with the basket disguised as a labourer. Meanwhile, Hiroji kept lying on that bed for the whole night until noon the next day. When the soldiers peeped into Shivaji's room, they were satisfied to see that Shivaji's gold bracelets were visible in the hand of a person lying on the bed and a person sitting on the ground was massaging his feet. Around 3 o'clock, Hiroji secretly went out of the house with a servant. While leaving, he warned the guards not to make noise because Shivaji is ill and he is undergoing treatment. After a while, when no sound came from Shivaji's room, the soldiers got suspicious. When he went inside, he found that no one was present on Shivaji's bed. He conveyed this news to his chief Falad Khan. Frustrated Falad Khan fell down after reaching in front of Aurangzeb. Out of his mouth came, "Magic, magic, Shivaji has disappeared. I don't know whether they flew in the air or the earth swallowed them." On hearing this, the parrots in Aurangzeb's hands flew away. He held his head with both his hands and sat in this posture for a long time. He sent his soldiers in every direction in search of Shivaji, but all returned empty-handed. Reached the mother in the guise of a monk. Shivaji very cleverly chose the opposite route to go to Maharashtra. Instead of going southwest via Malwa and Khandesh, he chose the route to the east and reached Rajgarh after crossing Gondwana and Golconda via Mathura, Allahabad, Banaras and Puri. Within 6 hours of coming out of Aurangzeb's captivity, he reached Mathura, where he shaved his hair, beard and moustache, dressed as a monk and wore saffron clothes. Shivaji's mother Jijabai was sitting alone in her room on the morning of December. His servant came with a message for him or that the monk wanted to meet him. He asked to send him inside. As soon as he came inside, he fell at the feet of Sannyasi Jijabai. They asked him since when did Bairagi start touching the feet of others. When he lifted her up and his eyes went to her face, she shouted loudly, "Shivba!"